Good afternoon. I'm Carol Hofstas, Chair of the Capital Planning Committee, and I'd like to call the meeting to order at 12 noon. And can I get a roll call vote from everyone?
Jerome Mazik is here.
Kathleen Spofford here.
Natalie Call here.
Robert Usula here.
And Carol Hofstas here. This meeting is being recorded and uploaded to the YouTube. Is anyone else online recording? Hearing no one else, I assume no one else is recording. There are no additions or deletions. And is everyone reviewed the minutes enough to make a motion to approve them?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from January 30th to 2026.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote.
Jerome Mazik is yes. Kathleen Spofford, yes.
Natalie Call, yes.
Robert Usula, yes.
And Carol Hofstas, yes. So that's unanimous. Okay, we're gonna go down to the meeting business. 2.1, discuss the available funding. So the town administrator had sent out the letter saying that the town accountant is currently estimating approximately $500,000 in free cash, though the state has been very slow in certifying this amount. Some important considerations at this time are snow and ice expenditures are projected to total approximately $400,000 this year compared to a budgeted amount of $241,600 last year. With two additional significant storms, total costs could exceed $450,000. Last year, the town relied on $200,000 of free cash to help balance the budget. So based on current projections and assuming free cash is not used to balance the operating budget, available funds for other purposes would be in the range of $340,000.
I don't understand that.
And I'm not really sure I understand. I'm not really understanding this because given the current budget constraints, it is understandably challenging to consider free cash project spending while departments are experiencing reduced hours and staffing. I felt it was important to share this perspective openly as it reflects a difficult position facing taxpayers, volunteers, and staff alike. One potential option for consideration this year would be allocating a portion of free cash, such as $50,000, into an unemployment trust. This fund is restricted for unemployment-related expenses. So I'm still not sure how much money we have for capital planning. So I'm thinking, if anybody else got any other thoughts, that we have somewhere between 340 and maybe, I'm not sure if that 400,000 is from the free cash, which only leaves 100,000.
Oh, how much did they have in their budget this year for snow and ice? I think
Well, that's what he said, 241,600.
Yeah,
is what they have.
yeah,
So-
compared to a budgeted amount of 241,000.
Compared to last year, yeah.
So he's projecting it's
Another,
it's 400,000, but if we have two more significant snowstorms,
This is the,
it'll go up to 450. So whatever, so 240, so that's
50,000.
a decrease between 250 from 400. I'm not good at math in my head. So that's like an extra
Get that.
200,000 from the 500,000.
Wait, they said a possibility of 241. If we had more snowstorms, it would be
Okay, it's budgeted for 241,600.
And he's thinking a micro car is 400,000.
Yeah,
And then we have 500,000, that leaves 100,000, but you've got, I don't know.
and then he goes about available funds for other purposes.
Yeah.
So is the other purposes,
He had it down as free
Money-
cash, right?
well, he's got free cash, but if the free cash, if they gotta take the additional amount from free cash to cover the snow and ice, that's only gonna leave, what's that gonna leave?
100,000.
Something, yeah, around 100,000. So, and then this 340,000,
From free cash?
well, no, it just says available funds for other purposes would be in the range of 340,000
Yeah,
Okay,
assuming free cash is
Not
not used to
to balance the
balance
operating
anything else.
budget.
Yeah.
So if we don't use free cash like we have in the past to balance the operating budget, then so if I was hoping he would come to explain all this. So I don't think, when I totaled up everything, it was like including the fire numbers, I just saw. It was like $2.4 million. If you totaled up
Everything.
everybody's
Oh,
input.
asks,
Yeah.
Asks,
Yeah.
requests,
requests, yeah.
it's like $2.4 million. Well, if we only have a budget of, just for argument's sake, let's just say it's 500,000. There's not a lot that we're gonna be funding.
Yeah,
But I still don't understand where the 340 comes from.
I don't either, I'm not sure.
Because
I understand how much money we actually
And
have.
how much money can we actually spend on that 340?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Jason's gonna run out.
Because if snow and ice,
Which is a
Cost-
must pay. We have to pay
Right.
the snow and ice. There's no getting around that.
Yeah.
so if it's $450,000 this year for snow and ice, and they have 241, that leaves $209, right? I mean, $209,000.
No,
Why not?
they have 400,000, right? You
Yeah.
took the 241 away?
Yeah. But I'm thinking 450 because
Oh, all right.
we're here
Well,
beginning of
yeah.
February.
Well, and there's supposed to be, my snow guy, Snow Jim, just emailed me today saying that,
This
the
weekend.
snowstorm coming, he says it's
Oh,
all
that's
over the
right.
map, but he's confident based on, cause he's all into that.
Yeah,
you know, 4 to 6 inches
yeah.
that we'll probably get. So, I mean, so that's gonna be more, and, we're still got a lot more winter to go through.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm.
Oh, okay, no, I guess I get it, because if it's 209 left, 209 out of the 500, so that's 291, plus we have 40,000 that's allotted to us in capital stabilization, right?
Okay,
So I guess that's about right.
so the 340 is
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah, I would say so,
So,
if I'm thinking,
okay, so,
So that's where he came up with the 340?
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
okay,
roughly
So-
340.
I think on the police budget, the lease of the police car.
But that's in their budget.
That's in their budget.
It's in their budget. So when he comes today, I just want to confirm that it's.
Yes, we want to confirm that to
That
make
it's
sure.
that it's in his budget.
Yeah,
We also need to confirm, it's great to want everything. It's a matter of want and what can you exist with?
Oh, yeah, it's what you want, what you exist with. What
What do you really need?
What do we have to pay the actual, what is it, the $31,000?
yeah, we have to pay
So
that.
we have to know
And that's, we're in the
What-
third year on that.
what we have to pay. What are the safety issues like the
Mhm.
sidewalk?
Oh, yeah.
The maintenance,
Okay, so-
you know, the
Well,
building,
this-
if the building's falling apart and,
Right. So
but we can ask all these questions, especially when the facilities guys come.
right.
You know, how bad is everything? It may,
Pretty bad.
yeah, so, Hey,
Hello.
so right now we're on, meeting business 2.1, discussing the available funding. We're going
3.1?
2.1.
Oh.
So under meeting
Oh, it should be
business.
3.1.
Oh, 3.1. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
That was my mistake, so let me, I will fix that next time.
I think what a lot of times people forget that, you know, police, fire, and highway, they're all lumped together. But if your roads aren't taken care of, the police can't get out, your fire people can't get out, your ambulance people can't. So
Yeah,
I think that, you know,
well, yeah,
it's
that's
really, I mean, we always put fire and police above, but if the roads aren't,
no, if the roads,
Taken care of.
and if the roads aren't taken care of, and
there's more accidents that way.
you're gonna have more accidents.
that's right.
And does, I mean, I know, and when we say the roads aren't taken care of, you know, plowing and stuff, does that put liability, any kind of liability on the town as far as like if I have an accident because you didn't plow the roads and then it froze and now it's all ice?
Well,
and
The thing is too, you can't wait to the last minute. Sometimes you've got to get out there and prepare first for it coming. I mean, you know,
No, I know.
Yeah, pre-treat the roads.
Pre-treat,
and
Yeah,
stuff,
stuff like
treat
that.
the roads and stuff, so yes, I agree, highway is probably,
I'd put it right up
Right up
there.
there,
So-
yeah,
So this 5th year lease on the cat loader, do we own it then? Or does he have to go out for another lease?
We own it.
We will own it.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the,
Okay.
lease maybe is the wrong word.
It should be loan.
Payment or
Yeah,
loan.
yeah, I think it was
okay.
a loan.
I just wanted
Yeah,
to,
it's
a loan
ours.
payment.
It's a loan payment.
And
Okay.
then it's ours for X number of years. We had to say how many years was the life of that equipment.
yeah,
A couple years ago, you were on the committee.
yeah, we had to
You
give,
two were, yeah.
yeah, they have
Okay.
the life expectancy of
well, that
the,
makes me feel better. So I wonder if for, the dump truck with a plow and sander, if it couldn't be done basically the same way.
basically take out
Is
like a car loan or truck loan
Yeah.
or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Well, we've done it before, so.
Yeah,
and it's $300,000. I don't know how much how long you can put a loan for that, but,
It depends on the life expectancy. That's what determines
okay,
how
Okay.
long.
That makes sense.
At least, that's what the treasurer always comes up and says, okay, you have to declare the life expectancy because you can't make the loan go
longer
Longer.
than.
longer
would-
beyond
Yeah,
that.
okay,
well, yeah, and that makes sense.
that makes sense, yeah.
It does.
So do we know what funds we have available to us?
Well,
Have
we're
you
not-
already discussed that?
Well, we've been in the discussion with that because not really sure I understand Tierney's email. We're trying to decipher that.
Which email is that?
I said that this,
Capital budget planning, capital
I
planning. budget.
forwarded,
7:32 this morning,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
That one kind of was-
Okay, the free cash just came in, and it looks like it's 558,000 plus a little bit more. Sabrina just showed me
Okay,
the email.
well, that's better than what he projected, so that's what Elizabeth projected. Better to go low though than too high.
Mhm.
And I thought in stabilization there was 40 something. Did I move that into my capital? That was, I had asked for stabilization maybe 5 months ago. How
Okay.
much was in, capital stabilization? Let me see if I can find that.
okay,
But my question, which I didn't know, is last year we had said the payment for the the 31, the lease
Mhm.
was gonna come out of that money. And what I don't know is whether, when I got that number, which was maybe October or
Gotcha.
something,
If
whether
the
or not that
26
had already been pulled out.
Right, so that's.
I
don't
kind of-
know.
No.
Okay,
Okay, so you're thinking that maybe the 31,000 came out of the 40,000 allocated for stabilization?
Yeah, because in my head, my number in my head in July was that we would have about 19K
I was
in
gonna say
capital
20, yeah,
stabilization. Yeah, you
Yeah.
had the same
I did,
impression as me.
yes.
So, so I just don't know. I don't do the money.
No.
You know, that's the treasurer's.
Okay, that's a question for the treasurer, if she did that.
Yeah, if the monies were pulled for that, because she,
Okay,
I don't know, but it's the treasurer that I would ask.
okay.
This is FY 2027, right? What did I do with that? I have too many files.
but then we'll also be requesting 40,000 in capital stabilization. Does anything left go back into the general fund? Go back to free cash if it's not spent?
Would we
Every
still
year?
have the 40,000 if the 31,000 came out of it?
We would still have the 19, capital stabilization. That's
It
its
rolls
own
over.
thing.
Okay,
It's
All right.
outside, it never gets moved into, just like stabilization, regular
Okay,
stabilization,
okay.
you know,
Yeah, that
it's like
makes
the
sense.
same
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
As far as how the monies
Okay.
go.
so then we have the 40 that will go in
Okay,
is being requested.
So will that give us
So that would give us potentially
40.
59.
20 and 20?
40 plus the
19.
19.
40, okay.
Yeah.
Plus the
Yeah.
19.
40 plus 19?
I agree with you.
Okay, I'm not good at math in my head, so I'll rely on you guys.
The question is, did I put it in my files or did I keep it in email?
Well, when Jim comes in today, wouldn't he know if that 31 came out?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No. He would know whether it was allocated at town meeting and whether he was getting the,
So he wouldn't see
I mean,
if
it
the
has to
payment.
be allocated. We have to pay that.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about
But
it.
what he won't necessarily know is
When?
whether the treasurer had
Paid it or
moved
not.
the funds and whether or not it got pulled into whatever bucket she pulls the money out to pay the loans,
Oh, okay.
so.
So anyways, in the end, we don't have a lot of money.
No.
Here, but where? Did we actually get a request from fire, or did we just get the 5-year plan from last year?
It was just that email I sent this morning that just was that whole big spreadsheet, and if you look at the bottom, there was the 3 fire
Yeah, so we
things.
didn't actually get the request for.
No, that was, no, not the form, but that was what
Okay,
Sabrina,
let's see what I can do.
that's what
Okay.
Sabrina received from the fire chief.
Okay,
He's coming in next week.
okay.
And I know she resent all the paperwork because I had asked her to.
Right,
And so I know she resent it to him. But that was the response she got back. And there was no, input from the water department. He said he wasn't gonna, have an input.
wasn't gonna have any.
That's what he told me. He sent me an email.
Well, you know, he doesn't have anything on the 5-year plan, right? Water department, everything was last year, the master plan update, the cybersecurity assessment. And he didn't have anything else out there for the rest of the 5 years,
Yeah.
so maybe not.
So, so anyway,
Or maybe, the Lunenburg Road tank and water lines, he does have that to the tune of 5 million,
5 million.
yeah. But not for this year.
No.
Is it this year's? No.
No, it's next year.
28, right?
Mhm.
No,
Next year. and
29?
28 and 29.
28 and
30, I think.
28, 29, 30.
Oh, it just didn't fit in that column.
You're right.
what is that, to bring the water from Lunenburg down Route
To
13?
run it up,
Run it up.
Up to that water tower? or
up
what?
Elm Street West, up
Oh.
Elm Street West, or whatever it's called,
Oh.
West Elm.
West Elm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's to continue the line. It goes only up as far as the housing trust property. That's as far as the water goes right now. So the housing trust allowed an easement on our property for the water, our property, the town's property for affordable housing. One corner is a pumping station.
Oh, okay.
It was
to pump
put,
it up.
yeah, we agreed to an easement for that, so that then you could pump it on up the hill.
And that's like Blood Road, right? Is it
Yes,
Blood?
Blood
Yeah,
Road.
okay.
So, and we did it not right at the corner of Blood Road, but the corner of the property further towards the brick store on
Okay,
West Elm. It's
Okay.
that back,
it's that
that
corner.
corner right
Okay.
there, which eliminated some of the frontage that we have on West Elm, but we weren't, anyway. So
Yeah.
but there is a pumping station going there, and so this is part of that
Of that, okay.
whole thing.
Hopefully you could find a grant for that.
I think that the water department, it'll be part of their master plan,
Oh, okay.
and they pretty much self-fund, whether it's grants or
Well, and they have that,
taker.
the PFAS money, couldn't that be used for that? If it comes in,
If it comes.
if it comes in,
Perhaps.
it would be nice.
It's on the perhaps pile.
Yeah,
TBD.
yeah, like so many other things. Okay,
But it is part of the plan to extend up there, to redo that tank and to extend the water line on up.
Okay. Do we want to just take 5 minutes and just go look at the 3.2, which is that the evaluation? So how do we do this? Do we do it as a group, evaluate each one, or did we do it individually?
We did it
I thought it was
individually.
individually is what I thought it was,
Okay,
and then you put them all together.
Together, and then you
use
kind of
the
have
formula
a
type
what it
thing.
is.
okay. So just use the form that's on the capital planning policy and then just fill it out. And then when we come together, we'll discuss it.
Yeah,
And then however, we vote on whatever.
so do we want to do that for our next meeting, for all the,
We probably will have time because we only have facilities and fire next week. And after that, if we could sit and do that, if everybody's willing.
We could do what we have from today.
Today, we could do from today.
all
Well, we
right,
could all,
so do highway, rec, and police.
please.
Oh, here it is, okay.
I may not be here next week, I just thought of that.
Come in. One door.
I don't know, I thought it was here.
Okay.
It's the 13th, right?
The
So are
13th.
you gonna, will they,
Friday the 13th.
Who's gonna print out the forms for us? Will they print them here or?
I can print out, I have the form.
I have the form
Yeah.
too, right
I
here.
can,
Yeah.
I can
Oh.
print out a bunch of, I can just print out a bunch of those, wherever the forms are. This form here. And I think it's just this one. There's another one.
I think
Is there
that-
only one?
I think there's only one.
And,
Yeah.
and you
One
kind of
column.
do it for each of the,
Of the
Items.
items,
for
yeah.
each of the requests.
So I will print out a bunch of forms and bring
Okay.
them next
Thank
week.
you.
And there's guidance somewhere that, talks about the
The
life of
criteria.
the,
Oh, yeah,
how
the-
to rank.
Yeah, and the life expectancy and the
Mhm.
fuel efficiency and,
Or
Yeah.
maybe it's that, but
Yeah.
it might be that, but I thought there was something that explained, but
It
in,
might be in here.
in the document.
it is,
There's a-
and then there's also,
It's a double
I also
sided.
found the bylaw, there's a capital planning bylaw
Mhm.
that actually, goes into, risk to public safety or health, deterioration of town facilities, coordination with other capital requests, state or federal law or regulations, improvement of operating efficiency, systemic replacement, equitable provision of services and facilities, protection and conservation of resources. So that's in the bylaw, which is
Mhm.
pretty much the same, it just says it differently than the policy letter says, but. So I will do that, I'll print out enough forms for everybody to do each of the, and I'll put that on the agenda, that will be evaluating those three. Highway should be coming pretty soon.
On the sheet we have, I don't see recreation. Am I missing it?
What?
This,
Recreation didn't put in last year. This was the first year, I think, that there's been a request.
well, Sabrina sent this out.
What, you didn't get this
The
one?
budget?
I got that one, but shouldn't it be on this one?
We have to add it because it wasn't there before, so someone has to
Oh.
edit this and add it.
Oh,
In my time on capital planning, rec had, I don't know the past couple of years, but
okay.
prior to that, rec never had, do you remember rec having a request?
No,
I don't.
not with,
So
not,
this is a new one that, a new department.
Okay,
There, one year land use had a request,
I thought this was all the requests.
but it was a single year.
yeah, I didn't go through and double
The
check that all the
5-year
requests was on that one. I was just looking at the fire input on that sheet.
What she had sent out to us, we actually have to add an FY 2031, I believe. Because it's 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So every year, this 5-year gets updated for the,
For the next 5 years,
yeah,
yeah.
so,
Hi,
Hello.
No.
hello, how are you?
hey,
Hello.
Hi, Jim, how are you? Oh, there you go, gotta leave.
the phones are.
That's,
Jim, come on up to the,
Yeah.
there's
Am I up?
Oh,
you're up.
You're up.
Oh, you got a chair, I'm sorry.
okay. Oh, here's a chair right here, I'll
Okay.
just move my
I'll just
paper
move my
over.
stuff.
I'll move this way. Move this way. So, it's now 12:30 and we have the appointment with the highway department to review their capital improvement inputs. for FY '27. Just have a question, where it says it's a fifth payment on a 5-year lease, is that really not
Is that-
not a lease, but actually the final payment for the?
Well, it's actually not the final payment. The actual final payment, I believe, is $1.
Oh, okay.
So that would be next
Yeah,
year.
next year,
I think we should be able to cover
and then
that.
you own the vehicle.
I'll
Yeah.
give
I'm
it,
not so
I'll give it
sure.
to you. if
Not
you
quite
want,
sure I'm gonna have to
okay?
request that.
Come knock on my door. I'll
You
give
can
it.
take a collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
but-
can all pitch in.
So I would
For
say
our
this is I would say
purposes.
this is the final payment.
And then you own it,
It's ours.
yes, yes, okay.
And then, so that's kind of the big one. And then the other one, we're just requesting, another 6-wheel dump truck. Like the one that we had just got, last year.
So what's the life expectancy of the, this dump truck?
Well, we've been getting about 20 years out of them. So the one that it's replacing is actually, 24 years old. And it's certainly met its useful life expectancy, really. It's on its last life, I guess. So we got 2 more trucks to go, and then our fleet would be updated. When I say the bigger fleet, the snow fighting equipment, so I just keep my eye on the prize once we get these 2 trucks. So just a real short, beginning of this winter, we didn't have our new truck in yet. It was been ordered, and we haven't received it yet from the one from last year.
Oh, okay.
So, and then one of our other trucks, one of our newer trucks, was down and had gotten in an accident. It had gotten hit, wasn't our fault or anything. So we were down 2 of the trucks.
Oh.
And at one time, we had one backup truck, which was an older truck, and then our 2 oldest trucks, one of which we're trying to replace here. One of these snowstorms, all 3 of them old trucks were down, and we were scrambling. So we were down 3 trucks in one storm.
Hopefully we don't have any more 2-foot snow.
Hopefully not. And I will say, I'm not a salesman by any means, trust me, but I had the privilege of running one of those newer trucks. The last 15 or so years, I did not. And I was a lot less fatigued at the end of the storm running one of them new trucks. It's like night and day. It's just, when you're in a truck for 30-something hours,
A long
Oh,
time.
yeah.
it's a long time.
Yeah,
Um,
yes.
So with that, I got this here. This is a lease to own. So with some payment options.
Oh, okay.
So we have a 5-year lease and then a 7-year lease. And then on the other one, there's a payment. One of them is the first payment due at the signing. And then,
And then at the end of what you call a lease, you own the vehicle.
yep. And then, so for like this one here, your first payment wouldn't be due until 1 year from the signing.
Okay.
So
I
the
kind
following-
of remember that from last year when you went through the truck scenario last
Yeah.
year. I remember.
Yeah, we ended up buying it outright, but this is just another option. I know times are tight.
So so it would be, basically the down payment would be for this year, for, FY '27.
One of the options is, so if you wanted to do a 5-year lease, the first payment would be the
Pass it around.
64,000.
I'll go out. Yeah. What's the
Oh.
total that you pay in the 5 years and 7 years versus,
It's,
Um,
you'd end up spending like 20,000, probably more. I'd have to do the math, but
because we did go with just buying it outright last year.
it's like buying a car with
Yeah.
any interest.
So
Yeah.
you save the interest when you buy it outright.
But with times the way they are, I suppose, if you wanted to go this route, I personally don't like going this route. I'd rather just buy it outright. That way there we don't have to come back each year to
To,
make sure this money is
Right.
allocated.
Yeah.
right,
But
otherwise it gets put in with the, loan payments.
I do realize in times like these, we gotta get creative.
How old was the one that we replaced in FY 2026 last year? The one that just came in?
That was 20 plus years. They're all 20 plus years old when we
In
replaced them.
the end.
Yeah, the one that we just replaced 2 years ago was a 1978.
And 2 years, but last year?
Last year,
Yeah.
we did replace one.
And what was the year of that one?
Oh,
Just out of
90, that was a
curiosity.
98 maybe, 1998, that group, somewhere in there. Might have been a 97.
So you're maintaining them pretty well to last them that length of
I
time.
don't have much of a choice.
No, I know this. They're too solid.
Um,
I'm gonna copy this for everybody.
Okay,
Yeah,
that'd be
And
great,
then I
thank you.
can give you, do you need a,
No,
this is your
I have a-
original?
I have a copy.
Okay, so 1, 2, 5.
And then, again, you'll see it again in FY 28. That would be the final big truck, I guess you call it. Now, these trucks aren't just for snow fighting either. They come with all-season bodies. They're all stainless steel, so there's no more replacing bodies. They don't rot. This,
Oh, okay.
um,
So salt and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
doesn't eat away.
these are far superior. They're snow fighting machines, but they, it's an all-season body, so they act as a dump truck as well. Which is nice, like when we were just hauling snow with this past big storm. You might have seen us around the center.
Pick it up.
Before, yeah, we had like an old dump truck that we used. It was actually an old fire truck. And that's the 70s too, maybe early 80s.
Oh, that weird looking truck?
Yeah, well, that's a different one.
Oh, that's a
That's
different
another
one, okay.
But no, now we can use these trucks as dump trucks as well. So,
Yeah, because you gotta move the snow somewhere so you can have places to plow it the next time
Yeah.
around.
so these trucks, these trucks come with, front plows, wing plows, fully set up
Thank
for winter operations. And like I said, they're 4-season bodies, so all-season bodies. So we'd use them in the summertime as well.
So if we were to not lease, but to purchase outright, is this the same organization we would go through, this tax exempt leasing corporation? Or is it a different, purchase?
To buy it outright,
Yeah, if that would.
well, we'd go through the Sourcewell contract. And then, well, we'd go through HB Fairfield. That's what,
Which is
That's-
on the state list of some sort? or
yeah, the
something
Sourcewell
like that?
contract, yep.
Yeah, okay.
That's who we've got the other 2 trucks from.
Mhm.
So these would be the sister trucks to those.
So I think it's a question for the treasurer, what can we afford?
Right.
And how can we afford, after we make our, decisions with all those forms we have to fill out. But, that's, do we have any borrowing capacity? Do we have to look at, other options for doing this? Is it better to purchase outright? Or to do, the lease thing like we did for the cat loader?
Right.
Whatever it was, I think it just depends on,
Right, that's why I wanted to give you this,
yeah.
some different
yeah.
options.
Which I appreciate.
So basically, your requested 1 truck.
Yes.
And it looks like the next year, it looks like 2 trucks.
Yeah, so that would be the final
Plow.
six-wheel truck, yeah, plow truck, and then the F-550, the catch basin repair truck, yeah.
So what's
And that
the,
would be 14 years old at that time. That's,
what's the difference between the catch basin repair truck and the one at the bottom, the catch basin cleaner truck?
so the repair truck is basically like, it's just an F-550. It's a smaller truck, so we repair and build basins with that truck. It has flip down sides. Well, the one that we have has actually got a rack body on it now, with a powered lift gate in the back. You know, to put block on, helps you get it up in the truck and such, working with heavy materials, so. The cleaner truck is actually the truck that you were referring to earlier, that weird looking one.
Yeah,
That's the one we built years ago out of an old fire truck.
and that actually cleans it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we got that used, the actual cleaner we got used from Pepperell years ago, and they got rid of it because it was
It's like-
because it was old.
It was old.
It was junk,
Yeah.
you know, and we kind of limping along. Well, we can no longer do that. You know, once we have a cleaner, then we can go around and really start maintaining these basins. You know, I'd really like to just put a guy in it all summer long. We got 750 basins in town, catch basins.
Wow.
Oh,
So it's quite a job, it's quite a task.
yeah, that could be anything year
You
round.
know, we hired it out one year to do just the ones in the park. I'd have to go back into the math, but it was somewhere around 20,000, somewhere in there. So it gets kind of costly, you know?
Mhm.
Cleaner truck's like a vacuum truck?
So this would be a clamshell.
Oh, all right.
They do make back trucks. They're a little more expensive. Yeah.
But they're picking up roots and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the silt and
Yeah.
everything, you know, from storm runoff and whatnot.
Do we have any more questions for highway?
I don't.
I don't either.
No.
We're good? All right,
Beautiful.
well, thank you for
Yeah, easy.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
All
Yeah,
right.
you too, Jim.
When's our next meeting?
Recreation.
12:50, we have about 7 minutes before recreation. Do it again.
Recreation. Do you have this? Do you want a copy of that?
Oh, I love it.
Anybody else need a copy of recreation?
No, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, there's only a couple of pages for recreation.
Thank you.
Just want to thank everyone for your volunteerism. Thanks, group. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Didn't she also have, and I don't know what I did with it. She asking for $2,500 for something.
No, it's
That's
just,
in her budget, that's separate from capital planning, I
Was
believe.
that, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that was right. Then we don't have.
If I remember right,
Oh,
I think you're right.
okay, I just saw an email that she was looking for an additional $2,500.
Oh, that's right. Well, I think in her email it says that, doesn't it?
Or does it say it?
I know I saw it someplace too, Carol.
And I'm not seeing it in the email that I have right
Yeah.
here, but.
I saw it with the budget, the letter that you write when you send in your budget,
Budget.
your explanation,
Okay,
that's where I saw it.
okay.
Um,
And maybe that's where I saw it when I was looking at the budget stuff and not this stuff. But it just popped in my head. She here? And I didn't see anybody talking up. She's got 2 minutes. She's got a couple minutes. It's cold out there.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Oh. It's gonna be colder over the weekend.
Over the weekends, it'll be.
Okay, I found my stabilization balances.
Oh, yay.
I've been looking for these. This was from 11/24/2025, so right around Thanksgiving time.
Mhm.
And the report was for capital stabilization. We had 48,000, no, hold on a minute, this is so tiny. $45,834.38. And in general stabilization, we had $1,079,824.48. But I don't think I've asked for those balances since November,
Okay.
and we're now February, so I don't know if that 31,000 came out.
Came out of the,
Out of capital.
when I send Melissa an email with a list of questions about borrowing for the truck, I'll ask her if that 31,000 came out of the capital stabilization fund
Yeah, and ask her for the balances.
in the balances. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did say it.
She's coming in
Actually, it
on
was
Zoom or she coming
Elizabeth
in? She coming in on Zoom or?
Elizabeth,
yeah.
so it's,
is who provided the stabilization and capital stabilization report on the funds. It's Elizabeth that sent me how much was in the funds.
Okay,
The question for the treasurer is, did the money get pulled for that lease?
okay.
So,
I'll send it to the treasurer, and if she'll send it to Elizabeth if it's in her court, so she'll do that.
Dynesford was out. Dynesford was out.
Yeah. Oh, that thing is flashing again.
I do have a headache.
I know.
It's one of those things you can't look at.
Yeah, if you have epilepsy, forget it. It's all
Forget it.
over.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, it's too, yeah. I sent her a copy of I did send her an agenda. She should,
Did you like the agenda?
no,
did you talk to her?
I didn't talk to her, I just emailed.
She might not even have looked at the agenda. I don't know, I mean, I haven't talked to her. I don't know that.
I mean, we emailed back and forth, and I know she got one of my emails. And,
Or she did get it?
Okay.
well,
So maybe
I'm not sure she got the agenda, but I know she did respond to previous emails. When I gave her the time slot.
Okay. That's 22.
Do you have her number?
No, but that's probably from the
I do.
town website.
Is it appropriate to call her? Is it all right to call her?
Okay, let's see why we couldn't. No. No.
Hi, Roger. Hi, Roger.
It's not capital, is it?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
What does that mean?
Well, we don't know.
Gotta find out.
You want me to come up?
Do you want her
Oh,
number?
well, if she sent you, then she must know.
Oh, she told me, she wanted me to accompany her.
Oh, well,
Oh, so
good.
she
So
knows.
she does know.
So she does know, because I didn't mention any.
Oh, here she is. Okay.
Get in here, space shot, I ain't got all day waiting.
Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
That's okay.
Open up on TV.
No problem.
Yeah.
Once I just told space shot on Zoom.
Yeah, that on record.
You guys want me there? Yeah.
You can sit over here in our visitor chair.
Thank you.
Okay.
You can have a chair over if you want, Roger. Yeah, there's room for you.
Okay, we're now on our, 2.1.2, an appointment with recreation at 12:54.
Hi, sorry again.
Oh, you're a lot of breath.
A little bit of a technical difficulty over at the rec center with my printer and laptop connecting to each other, so
No,
sorry about that.
that's okay. Just wanted to make sure we're almost gonna call you to make sure you've got, the agenda, because I didn't follow
I
up.
know, I was like, oh. I did, and I was actually having a bunch of issues with my email that Sabrina had to look into earlier this week too, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing I have Roger texting me being like, MA. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I need to do one more for you guys.
Go ahead.
Roger, can you photocopy these for me?
Yeah, right. What the hell?
I'll take care of it. If you guys just want to grab those for me,
Okay.
that'd be great, and this way, and then I'll grab one extra.
Okay.
Double paper.
Yeah, right?
Thank you.
Well, there's a 25. There's a 25.
Okay.
Alright, so who's missing what?
How many handouts did you have? Just the
One
two?
staple.
Yeah, just the two.
Yes.
So we have the two.
Yeah.
What are you missing? This?
Yeah.
This one?
Okay.
Is everybody missing this one? Everybody has that one too? That's all right.
You feel this, Kathy?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. All righty. What you got for me?
Okay, we see your request for the $25,000. Do you have an idea of when you'll, get a decision on the grant that was applied for?
So that should actually be coming pretty soon. They closed at the end of January.
So the decision.
It should be coming within the next month, I believe. I think Kieran, let me see if I actually have that on this from Kieran. I think he had said it was the end of February. We should be getting a decision on that.
The end of February?
Yeah, I believe so. Let's see if it's actually in this paperwork from them or not. I think it is. But yes, I believe it's the end of February. I can get a firm date for you guys. Let me just make a note for that. Okay.
Carol, can I ask a question?
You sure can.
Do you know the status of the earmark from the legislature?
As of right now, my understanding is it's still in place. It hasn't been pulled yet. So I did send an email to her office
Yeah?
to see, I haven't heard anything back yet. So I can certainly give a call over there, but as far as I know, I haven't gotten anything updated further that it's been pulled.
So my other question is, I have two actually. What's your contingency plan? So just say you don't get the $50,000.
Mhm.
Then what's the plan?
The contingency plan is fundraising and additional grants. There's a couple more grants out there that open up in the summer, into the fall. And, we are extended currently through October for build. We already have everything. That's the thing. This is an asset that we already have. So it's not gonna be a matter of, oh, well, they just walk away. It's a matter of extending as needed. And they're now in the place that they're additionally looking for funding in this area too. The Neshoba, Greater Neshoba, they just did a bunch of funding for a fitness court, I believe in Gardner. They actually just built one in Gardner. So it's happening in this area. We just need to, well, not in this area, but we just need to leverage it. And the fitness court, the National Fitness Campaign, they're open to giving further assistance in that at this point. And I think because the United States as a whole, they've ramped up their marketing and their outreach because as a whole, it's getting harder and harder for communities. So they're willing to help with that. And like I said, there is a couple more grants that are floating out there that we're looking at. And fundraising is it's gonna be a knock on door campaign. And I'm okay with that. Like, I did sales before I did this. Knock on door is gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I guess that would be the same answer if because our town budget is so tight and we can't give you the $25,000 that you would just make up
Yeah, it would be the
It
same.
would be the
Yeah.
same.
Same, yeah, it would be the same. It's gonna be boots on the ground, whatever that has to be done to get this. I mean, we're so far into this, it's an, like I said, it's an asset that we already have. So to walk away from something that is a 30-year investment with, very, very limited impact and cost for the community would be ridiculous. So it's gonna be whatever we have to do to get it done.
Can I ask a question for clarification on the program budget?
Yeah.
So this request is 50,000, the CFN, CM, and capital planning. You need 240,000?
We're already there. We're actually,
So
so
which of these have already been put in place for the total project?
all in the black. It's just the
Everything
two in red,
black
yeah.
is already secured.
Yeah, it's the CFN.
On the Margaret
Yeah.
Scarsdale,
Yeah.
I have it here, in August, earmarks in FY '26 General Appropriations Act were put on pause by Governor Haley. And it was gonna be reevaluated in the fall, and I have not heard anything
So the,
that says they are, releasing the earmarked funds.
so, okay, my info for those funds didn't even come to me till the fall. So,
Okay, so there could be something new.
yeah, because I didn't get, that's when I wasn't even aware that that funding was gonna be
Paused.
right, or ours until the fall. So there's a gap in there somewhere. Like I said, I did put in an email, so I can follow up to see where that's at.
Okay.
Have you done any fundraising for it?
Very little. We haven't done a ton, because again, we were looking at grants because it was chunk funds, because there was so much into it at this point. Fundraising is gonna have to happen though.
So
that's
when
just the
did
way it works.
when did this start? What year was this? I can't remember. A couple of years ago?
Yeah, so we took the equipment last year.
It was last year.
Yeah, we got the equipment last year. But we've worked on and off on this since really the year before COVID.
2018.
Yeah, it's the end of
2019.
2018, when we looked at
Wayne
it.
Miller was on
Yep,
board.
yep.
And along with me.
Yeah.
And it had started before that.
Yeah.
So probably 2019.
Yeah, I want to say it's, right, it was, a year or so before COVID. And,
So 7 years? 7.
5, 6, 7, yeah, but we sort of stepped away from it for like 2-3 years because of the COVID. We still were in communications, but we had sort of stepped away from it a little bit. But they really, they really wanted in this area too. That's like, the thing is that they have a very committed vision to bringing health and wellness to communities, and they've worked very hard at it. And since we started this process, a dozen communities in Massachusetts have built fitness parks. The communities have said yes and built them. So it's not something that's a fly by night or something that's going away. It's something that, the country as a whole is looking for better and less expensive ways to be healthy. So,
The thing that concerns me is that on this is the amount of time that it can really be used. I mean, you can't use it in the winter.
well, of course you can if we clear it off. Why wouldn't you be able to? You can use playgrounds in the winter. It's the same thing, it's just for grown-ups. It really is. I mean, it's classified the same way. It's just, it happens to be for grown-ups, not for children. But yeah, it certainly can be. And again, future forward, they're contracted with a specific kind of awning company. We could certainly work on that end. I mean, it's not something, again, this is warranted for 30 years. It's not something that all of it has to be done right this second. If we're like, hey, we want to extend it, we want to make it easier, there's ways to do that as we go forward. And again, additional grants that can happen.
Let me ask this, just because you said something about it. Is there any liability, like if somebody gets hurt on this equipment?
Same as it would be for the playground, for any of the programs that we run. It's actually, there'd be,
You use at your own risk
Yep.
kind of thing?
yeah, and it's, a waiver, an implied waiver for it.
So it doesn't have to be signed waiver.
No, it's just like playground equipment or a ball field or anything else that the town has, the
So it
common.
comes under an umbrella of the town.
Yep, that was looked into, many years ago to make sure, and it is classified the same way. as
Now,
a
does
playground
that
would be.
change our, bringing something new on like that, does it change our insurances and stuff like?
That might be a better question for Karen, but I don't
Yeah.
think
It may
so.
shift it, but not incrementally. It's
Yeah.
not substantial.
Not huge.
Yeah, I think we just have to add it to the list of things that we're ensuring
Okay.
on our liability, just like when Kids Country was redone, that needed to be put on the list. But my question is a futures question.
Yeah.
Is there any plan being put in place for an endowment for, like, how do we maintain that? Because I think it would be a good idea to do that.
So according to NFC and their research, because I did talk to Annie about this, who is our contact, I asked about approximately what communities are spending on maintenance yearly.
Mhm.
And it's negligible. It's about $1,000 to $1,500. And if this is under recreation's umbrella, then that'll be a cost that they would absorb. Anything for their core is covered under warranty. So if we have a broken piece of equipment, a failure, what have you, that's
For how long?
Wow.
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah,
30 years.
30 years.
From when we
From
install?
when it's, from installation, yes.
From
So, yeah, that's, I mean, that's not a
Do we
bad
have that
deal.
in writing?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
No, good thing.
Yes, we do. And like I said, I do like the idea of an endowment, though, putting something together in case there's something catastrophic. Like, what if we have a major crack in the foundation of it, something along those lines. There's certain, I like the idea of putting something in place for a long term. And that could certainly be something that we work in.
So that would be under fundraising for an endowment?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
we can't charge the town with it.
correct. Yep. And I think too, NFC, and again, we haven't gotten there because we haven't put into it, but they do have programs for ambassadorships, for sponsorships, for et cetera, et cetera. There's more layers to this, to do things like this, to put things into place, to have nonprofits attached to it, that we're not in yet. But I do have the paperwork. Yes, I have it all in writing though. So we can certainly research that further if we want to and get more specific. But there is, like I said, placeholders for that sort of thing already.
What age group are you kind of targeting?
It starts from 14.
At 14?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so
goes from
there's,
14 and it's,
so there's
Oh, yeah.
something that says, over 14.
yep,
Because you're gonna get little kids that are gonna,
yeah, well, of course. And I'm sure parents will have kids. And again, future forward, we'd love to have it fenced in so that the kids can play in the grassy area while the parents do their thing. But, it is, again, it's just like a piece of playground equipment or a ball field that you go on, or the rail trail, or, anything along those lines. The historic grounds that people are walking on, or the common. It's, it's the same thing. It's a piece of infrastructure for the town. It's a permanent structure. Do you guys have any other questions for
Does
me?
anybody else have any questions? Good.
Is there anything, for follow-up, what exactly would you guys like me to email you or send you, other than, I'm gonna follow up with Margaret Scarsdale and see what's happening there. Is there anything else that you guys would like to see hard copies of that I can forward along to you? Is there anything that you want additionally?
well, I just want to go back a little bit. Originally, when we went for this
Yeah.
back a couple of years ago, it was not going to cost the town anything. I would like that in writing, that it's not going to cost the town.
What,
anything.
you mean, like ongoing costs?
Yeah.
Versus capital planning, which is a one-off or permanent structure? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's,
No cost to the town.
this should not be an ongoing taxpayer type thing. It's not like although it's an infrastructure, it's not like a building that needs to be heated, et cetera. And again, maintenance would go under the recreation department, as it would be
Okay, just as long as
park.
there's
Yeah,
no cost
okay.
to the town.
So if you could do that, that would be great.
Because that was the original agreement, there would be no cost to the town.
What's the situation with Kids Country Playground? Do we need the same thing from them?
I don't
I
know.
know, that's what
I
I'm
have
kind of
no
like,
idea.
it's the same thing,
Because
except
to
this
me,
is
it's
for,
the same
it's the same
thing, just
thing.
on a different piece of
Yeah.
I don't know.
How is Kids Country Playground maintained? Do they have an endowment or
They,
what?
I don't believe they have an endowment per se, but they have a donation bucket
Yeah.
that they are.
I think that's
apart
what
from
they
the
do.
maintenance, there's some warranties for the first few years from the
Right.
manufacturer.
Not very.
They also provided us with a touch-up kit and rudimentary sort of cleanup things. But otherwise, it's, likely your Parks and Recreation or Cemetery and Parks group, does the site work.
Is that
And,
true?
yeah,
So, and I'm guessing it would be the same thing over here.
yeah, it depends on your warranty coverage for the first few years and then whose shoulders it falls on after that. That's more technical equipment over there,
Yeah.
per se,
Right.
than it is at Kids Country, so.
But
So
yeah,
did
that
we
warranty covers
require a no cost to the town for maintenance
Well, it's important that
sign on
everybody
that
knows.
for Kids Country, I guess? And so why would we require a no cost for maintenance for a town structure? I guess that's my question.
It's important that everybody knows we cannot do the installation.
Right.
This is why we have to pay the installation cost, because it does come with a 30-year warranty.
Right, it's not just a
So-
couple of years warranted
Right.
equipment, it's
Yeah.
30 years
Yeah.
of warranted equipment.
And with the new Kids Country playground, with all the new surfacing, we no longer have to go up there every spring and spray 50 yards of wood chips because of the new surfacing. So that's gonna be a big savings on that donation.
Touch-ups on the outside and then just managing the grass and the, basically, so. Yeah, but every structure that you have will require just a yearly walkthrough, make sure, after 2 feet of snow, there aren't any broken petals or whatever, that's just what we should be doing anyways. So,
Right.
that's a few labor hours more than anything else, so.
So, but if the town doesn't maintain it becomes an eyesore. If in fact, at some point in time, that's what will happen. So I don't know that I'm necessarily in favor of saying that it will cost the town nothing to maintain.
Indirect costs will always be
Okay,
part of
Yeah.
it.
yeah, you got mowing and whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the field's always gonna be mowed, whether there's a slab
Right.
of concrete out there or
Right.
not.
Right.
Because it
It's always
already
gonna be
is.
mowed, weed whackers already is.
I don't think it's any different than the rec center would be, or like you said, the playground would be, or the benches around the library.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand if that's all done. And again, not asking for yearly funding to do things to add. I'm not gonna come back and say, hey, the fence, I want new gates. So the taxpayers are gonna pay for that. I want $3,000 additional dollars in the recreation operation budget to do whatever. We don't have an operation budget, number one, but number two, that's not the plan. The plan is, it's there. It doesn't involve as much as,
Is it
although it is a
fenced in?
playground. It's not yet, but the goal is, yes, to have it fenced in. Once the structure is in place, there's additional grants that we can go to, but we can't use them until we actually have it built.
Right.
So, but there is for additional ADA structure, as well as there are grants for things like health and wellness that include having your children with you because of socioeconomic implications. So there are additional things out there that we can do to have that as a further developed space without like getting big, but to fence it in, like you said, for children, what have you. But, park benches or picnic tables, the ideas are there, but we have to get it built first. We have to get it built, and it's there, and it's an asset, and it's, there's revenue impacts implicated, historically and through tons of research to towns that have an investment in outdoor recreation and health and wellness. And I mean, if we're talking about, revenue with the town, why wouldn't we do something with a one term that can, have a impact for many years to come without a huge outlay?
I have a question about the parking.
Sure.
So is that gonna be paved back there?
It will not, to start with, again.
Because if I remember right, when we acquired that property, it was gonna be used as an overflow parking lot, and they had to do some kind of a
So I looked
study.
for all of that. It doesn't actually exist anymore. What I got from Beth was just a bunch of lawyers' conversations back and forth and a few things from the architect.
Cause
there's
I
no
think we went to
studies or
town
anything else.
meeting and we
Yeah.
raised money for that.
It's not there now. As I said, I did do a request for that. What I got did not have, because we talked about it at the rec board meeting, and I did request all of that. And certainly there's no reason that parking can't go in there. It can't be an extended lot.
No, I'm not saying
So,
that. I'm
but-
saying that there had to be an engineering, plan or something there, and it had to do with being so close to the river or something that it couldn't be.
For all of the paving, yeah, and ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was something to, and I'm not real clear on it, but I remember there being something, because Kathy Arusho had worked on it.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
She did a plan, and it included stairs and.
Yeah, so currently that doesn't, like I said, building does not have it, Janet does not have it, Beth does not have it, nobody seems to have it. There was a big hunt for it, Karen and I both also searched for it, additionally. So I don't know, if we do want to at some point do additionally, I don't think the whole thing should be paved. Green space is important, and it's not really a parking lot anyway. However, I do at some point, and again, this becomes part of the ADA compliant grant, I believe, is to actually do a sidewalk that goes up from the road, 2 stairs, and a ramp to the town hall parking lot and access to Jeff Street.
We had talked about, and it wasn't Kathy Arusha time, it was more recently, twice we applied for Shared Streets and Spaces grant. First one was whenever the first round of that grant was, which was maybe 2020, 2021.
Yeah, it was very
We
beginning.
applied for that field.
Mhm.
We applied again when Eric Slagle was here
Mhm.
for that field. And one thought, it was around the same time we were gonna try to get a bus route.
Yeah.
Regularly. We were going to apply to put the bus stop down on Jeff Street and put a parking lot behind it. And that was one of our, around it. So you would go in from Jeff Street into the parking lot, park, and then you could get on the MART bus. That was the idea, and it didn't get funded, so of course it didn't happen. And then it would have included a sidewalk coming down Jeff's from the back parking lot, the existing one way back, and come up the side next to the court.
Yeah.
To come up to Town Hall. We never looked at paving. We did look at paving
Just
down
that, yep,
where the bus stop
Yep.
would be,
and just
but
that
not
walkway up.
up near here.
Mm-mm.
That was more porous.
Yeah.
Put, paving, if you will, not
Yeah, not,
hot top kind of stuff.
no, and the goal is
But you
obviously
have to
minimal
put some
impact.
hot top there for the ADA parking, right? For the
So-
handicap parking.
So no, you actually don't. It is ground level. So the handicap parking, and I did discuss this with the National Fitness Court, we only need one, number one, because of the size of what it is.
Yeah.
And that can actually just be flat up next to it. It just needs to be
Oh,
a graded
okay.
area.
Oh, all right.
I do have in there, I did the cost projections for it. So it's anywhere from $1,500 to about $3,500 to put in one handicap parking space in Massachusetts. And that's a very broad number. I did put it in here for $2,500 because again, we do have some access locally to get some of that done. To do, if we want to pave a singular spot, but we don't actually have to. We just have to have a spot
Great.
at the court graded, which again, because it's ground level, it will be already there. We just need to make sure that that part's graded at the same time.
Okay.
So we're a little bit late for
Sorry
the
about that.
next one, but.
So sorry.
Do we have any last minute questions? So thank you, Emmy.
Thank you, guys. Feel
Thank you
free to
for-
email me.
Thank
you
you
have any
for
other
bringing
questions.
everything.
You're so welcome.
Great.
And yeah, like I said, feel free to email me if there's any further questions.
Okay.
All right, guys. Appreciate your time and thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Myself organized.
Thank you.
For my capital planning friends, I just sent Carol your free cash number.
Yay.
Free cash number, select board has it and FinCom has it as well. So,
You don't happen to have what's in capital stabilization and know whether or not the lease payment from FY '26 for the cat loader went out?
That I don't.
Okay, thank you.
But
Okay.
always fun to have, I was doing 500, so nice to have that.
Yeah,
More dollars.
extra.
That's the only news, that's good news I get to report. Not often, so.
Hello. Good afternoon. You could come sit in the hot seat though. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Appreciate the invite.
I don't think I've ever seen you without your uniform.
No, yeah.
I know.
I know, you don't recognize him.
Well, I had some cruiser maintenance and some facility stuff to get done today, so I figured I was not gonna wreck my uniform.
There you go. Okay.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
So we're a little bit behind on our appointments, so we're
Sure.
now at 1:20 with the appointment with the police department.
Sure, yeah, not a real presentation to make, so I added something to the, plan, and then I amended an already existing item on the plan.
Okay.
It's a bit confusing the way that, I was instructed to do this years ago. I'm not really entirely sure as to the purpose for it, other than just to alert you for major expenditures in the long term. We have for the past, I think it's 6 years, Veronica, correct me if I'm wrong, but probably 6 years or so when we started the leasing program for our vehicles, where we fund that through my annual budget, not through any sort of capital plan, fund or outside source. It's funded through my budget. The thought process, and again, Veronica's here to correct me, as far as including it, continuing to include it on the capital plan, was just to alert the committee to capital expenditures and to know the cost of it long term as far as how we're planning. So I forecasted a little bit and did some work to determine it's probably our next go round. We do 3-year leases. It's really a 2-year lease with one big down payment that equals the cost of one payment. So it's, I say 3 payments, but there's some logistics behind it. That will probably creep up due to all kinds of things, supply chain issues, the Ford or Chevy retooling their factories to move in a more EV direction, that type of thing. It's contained in my memo. You can read more about it if you care. But I just figured I would give you the most updated information I had relative to costs moving out towards the end of the 5-year plan. The only other thing was I did add a security fencing in the back lot. It's been something that's been kicked around as an idea for a long time at the police station. But I recognized probably 4 years ago when the budget started to really swirl around the toilet that capital improvements weren't really on the horizon. So I moved from an improvement standpoint to more of a, let's keep the lights on, let's let the building not fall down around our ears type thing. The fence around the back lot, though, is a little bit different. And I would suggest, looking at the capital planning bylaw, I think, because I really do see that risks to public safety and public health and that type as a major criteria. We have some security concerns with the back parking lot. We have had trespassers back there. We had a man found back there with a monocular looking in the windows of the police station and stalking us. I mean, it's a legitimate issue. Looking inside guys' POVs or personal vehicles, trying to get their addresses, that type of thing. We do transport prisoners in and out the back of that building. It's a bit of a shortcut for anybody that's walking down Dudley Road from Route 13, which we do not like, walking through the parking lot for obvious reasons. We've had prisoners escape out of that Sally Port and go running out that back door, and God forbid someone's taking a little shortcut and they bump into that scenario. So as you can see, there's a number of reasons why I really do consider that to be an important project. To add on to it, we do also have some sensitive equipment back there. We've got our generator back there. Now we've got our Solect hook up to our solar panels are back there. There's security lighting back there. There's cameras that are accessible back there. There's high-end equipment in the trailers, the speed trailer, not to mention each of those cars that we spend so much on. So I do view that as a very worthwhile project. That price is a spitball like you read about in terms of, it wouldn't surprise me if it was a five digit swing one way or the other. I literally just spitballed it based on some security fencing that we had pricing on earlier. If and when we get a little closer, I would certainly get that more in line with what the actual cost of it would be. But throwing it on your radar for the long term, I thought would be in all of our best interests.
So that stays fiscal year 30.
That's where it's actually
That's
just
where
got
you put
placed
it.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just placed on it now. I looked back to try and see if a previous chief had put it on.
It wasn't on the 5-year, but it's
No,
in
and-
your plan. It's been
correct.
in your plan since you submitted it.
Yes, yeah.
this year. Okay.
I just had, not that we have any money, but, because I did read your explanation of the fencing and everything and the security concerns. I was kind of surprised that you didn't put it out like closer, if we had the money, but why you put it out so far, like 4 years?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I wrote it after one of the meetings where we're putting a blowtorch to the rest of the
Well,
budget. I'm being facetious.
only because I was was reading, the security.
No, I'm teasing, I'm
And
playing.
because I work for the Air Force and I know all about security fencing and.
No, sure,
and all the
I'm
problems
teasing a
with
bit. I just think in all seriousness, I understand the fiscal issues that are in town.
No.
We're in the middle of negotiating a contract that's expensive. We've got other things going on. So it was purely out of a matter of trying to read the tea leaves
Okay,
with what else is going on in town.
and that's fine.
I do
but-
consider it an urgent project for sure, and if in your, looking at the rest of the capital projects in town, you felt as though it was of a higher priority, I could certainly make a more detailed presentation. I just figured for financial reasons and for fiscal issues, we pushed it out to 2030.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm more security conscious when it comes to a lot of that stuff, because I've dealt with it for years when I worked.
So this is a chain link fence?
I think so. We'd probably go with chain link fence, probably do it as contemporary as we possibly could. The gate piece of it is probably where the design would come into mind. I'm thinking, you wouldn't want an officer to have to get out of his car and also swiping the card or something along them lines, making it rather obvious that you can't go through there. It's monitored for dispatch, but it's as much as how you're monitoring the icons on the board up here. It's a little teeny slice of a camera in a dispatch center somewhere. So it really is more of a deterrence than anything else, for sure. It's not like we're trying to keep the crown jewels back there. Not that those were secured very well, but
At least in France.
right, at least in France, right? But yeah, something as unsightly as least unsightly as we can get it. But there's a lot of steel and concrete back there as it stands. I'm not so sure it's really much ambiance going on back there anyway.
Just put a few trees up.
Yeah.
It'd be like six.
Yeah, when we had our stalker, we did do some light landscaping work where we did kind of trim some of the trees, so there's really no place to hide anymore. But when you got the stanchions for the solar panels and the number of vehicles, it is kind of scary if you think of it that way. The lighting's not bad. We dealt with that with the solar issues, so the lighting is actually pretty good. When the solar panels get turned on, we're going to make the case as to whether or not we need any more, but I don't think that was an issue. When we put the solar panels back there, one of the things we did was make sure that they were trenched and the conduit is in place if we ever do move to an electric fleet or require more electricity underneath them for security lighting or something like that. So we've done a little bit of pre-work, trying to kind of see what we're doing down the line, but yeah, it's a changing thing. There are way too many places to hide and nooks and crannies, and not a big fan. Not to mention the shed back there that we have could, in a pinch, be utilized for evidence storage briefly while we've secured another area. If we got a chainsaw or something with any sort of chemicals in it, we wouldn't want it in the building. So we've had that happen in the past. Vehicles we'll put inside the Sally Port, but you get what I mean. Sometimes there's some stuff back there we certainly don't want, being seen or even being, climbed over or what have you.
So I just want to confirm, so the lease, that's not going to come out of capital point, that's out of your budget, right? Okay.
The request that I'll make for fiscal 28, I'll request it the same way. It's super difficult to forecast those because financial charges and all that. To get to the exact dollar figure that we require usually is the second year, to be honest. The first year we try and clean up all the details. So when I build fiscal 28's budget, I'll include the new leasing payment in that and work with the board of selectmen to kind of
What
get
kind
this
of a cars do we have? What are they?
So we just moved away from Fords. The Ford Explorer has they call it the Interceptor, was what we ran for a few cycles.
Yeah.
And now we have Chevy Tahoes.
Oh, that's a big car.
Yeah, they're big. They're better on fuel than the Fords. They allow our guys to store more things within the vehicle. Comfort levels higher. Transporting prisoners is a little bit easier, and they were easier to locate and to get in stock. Than the Fords. And we did not have a lot of success, or we felt as though the maintenance costs on the Fords were higher than the Chevys, and so we made a decision to move to the different fleet. That's a tough thing because you do want uniformity between the cars. The last thing you want is an officer unfamiliar with the layout of that car in an emergency driving situation, having to remember where the lights or the siren or the intercom or its radio thing is or something along those lines. So we want to maintain uniformity as best we can. So it's usually a pretty extreme reason why we would move fleets. So we did end up changing our manufacturer from the Fords to the
How many
Chevys.
cruisers do you have?
So we have 6 black and whites and 3 administrative cars. We actually have 7 now because one of the administrative cars we've repurposed into the K-9's vehicle. Those admin cars, I'll continue to consider that an admin car because it puts on low miles. Generally speaking, when I start a lease, it's 0, 30, 60. And when we end, it's 30, 60, 90. Get rid of the one that's close to 100 and do it again.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the way that works rhythm-wise. There's a lot that goes into managing the miles. The guys put on about 90 miles a day. We burn about 12 to 14,000 gallons of gas a year. So there are things you can quantify for sure. But it takes a lot of work. There's a lot of ledgers involved in that type of thing. But yeah, so the fleet works almost the same as that admin thing. Half the fleet has a certain level of miles. When that fleet gets to the point where it's getting towards the end of the life, 60, 80, 90,000, it gets moved back to a secondary status. We bring in new cruisers, they take primary, and we just do it again. We've been pretty good with trade-ins. We take care of our stuff pretty good, so we do well with trade-ins, and we use that to offset the cost of the following lease. It's worked pretty well. It's really stabilized the costs in 2 areas. One, this one, quote unquote, new equipment, and the other one in our maintaining our equipment, because it really has lowered those anticipated costs to almost nothing. As opposed, like I'll still fund an unanticipated transmission blowing or something along them lines, but those costs leveled because we're dealing with a new fleet that you generally in warranty the entire time that we have the lease. It really makes a difference. There's some unrealized costs too, or realized costs, but kind of built-in costs for a crappy fleet as well, which is I got to pay some guy to bring them back and forth to the dealer all the time or bring them somewhere here or there. They're down. We've done a couple of other things to help in that regard too. We developed a revolving account, a fund for when details are requested and a car is requested. We charge an administrative fee for the use of the vehicle. Those fees go into a revolving account, then we draw from that account for maintenance purposes. We started that, I can't remember, Veronica, what do you think, 3-4 years ago, maybe?
Maybe 22.
Yeah, worked out real well. We tried to balance it to a point where we open the account for the amount we need. We adjust it yearly to kind of account for that. So yeah, it's a pretty significant amount. We do about $250,000 in details a year. So it's quite a bit of, that goes involved in that.
Good.
Anyone else have any other questions?
I was just curious as to what they were.
Yeah, they're very nice. I encourage you all the time, anytime to come by. We hold the line pretty good at making these guys take care of their stuff. We demand that they're clean inside and out. We take care of our gear. They're out back there anytime. If you ever want to pop in and take a look, come into the station, one of the guys will bring you out back or bring that out front and walk you right through it. It's really quite remarkable. If Chevy really liked us because Mr. Chevrolet lived in town and they decided they were going to donate Chevys to us, it would still cost us between $30,000 and $40,000 for that car to hit the road because of all the other things that are in it and on it, right? It's pretty significant. There's a couple modems in each of them. And it's a really high-tech thing that is really difficult to keep up with. One of the other reasons I think that a 3-year replacement model makes a lot of sense is the research and development into what we carry and use for a car is time consuming to beat the band. So doing that annually would certainly be a bear as opposed to doing it every 3 years, which gives us a little time to breathe. The other thing is we don't really become beta testers. If we do it every year, you can rest assured the technology in that area changes so much, we'd become beta testers. And then when something goes wrong and you bring that thing over to Townsend Ford and they say, no, it's this vendor. That vendor says, no, it's this vendor. That vendor says, no, it's the lights. No, it's the cameras. No, it's the. And then it takes me a month and a half to figure out what's even wrong with the thing before we get to fix it. So the 3-year leasing program works in a magic in a lot of different areas. I could not support it enough. Andrea Wood was very helpful when we sat down at the very beginning when I did it, because it was a major change in the way they had done equipment here for years. And when you put all that together, it really does make a lot of sense. It's really trying to determine the rate of burn. It's capital for sure, but it's not real estate, and it's disposable and it's being consumed as we speak. So determining the rate of burn of the candle is a lot to it.
Anyone,
All right.
any more questions?
Excellent, all right, well, thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
For, next week, we have fire and facilities is coming. And I'll bring the, evaluation sheets and we'll start, do the 3 evaluations for the, highway rec and police.
Fire? Oh, for today, yeah,
For today.
okay.
And then, I guess if, depending,
You can't do, you have to do them all at once, you can't do them,
oh, okay, so.
Yeah,
we'll
we could do
them
them
all.
separately. Why not?
well, because by the time you hear the end of the stories,
Well, I
You
mean,
can-
we'll probably have time. I mean, fire in, because we just have fire facilities
Yeah.
next week.
that's all.
So do we want to just, right after they're done, because they're coming
Well, we
in
could.
first. They're coming, I have them scheduled to come in
Oh.
first.
So are we
So-
going to do the rating sheets on our own and bring them to the meeting next week?
We could.
That's
And-
what I thought we would
Yeah.
do.
I thought that would be the best.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah,
and then you take them and,
we can put them all together. So,
Can't we rate everything that we have, even
Yeah.
though we haven't heard the presentation? And then if during the presentation we want to change something, we could,
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
that's-
that's-
Do it in pencil.
yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
just
fine.
so that we, just
So,
to save a little bit of time, because I think
so
we
the
have
ratings,
wetland
you can find the rating sheets. Oh, you
you
gotta,
want me to,
or I have it,
Oh.
uh,
Yeah.
you have it, unstable?
no, I think it's staple.
Oh, okay, I have it, I got it here, don't worry.
So you got the 5, so you got 5
Five departments, but how
5
many-
departments.
how many requests?
facilities has a ton of requests, the other one's not so much.
Yes, so recreation has 1.
Do we
And
need,
highway is 2.
do we need this to be two-sided or just one-sided?
So what's on the back side?
Use of allocated funds,
I would just do
Do.
the one side
one side.
many times.
So we need a certain sheet then?
We need 1 sheet per item,
Per item,
per item.
Yeah.
So we need,
it's a lot of paper. It's a lot of trees.
so it's,
I would say we probably need 15 apiece or something like that.
there's 2 highway, 1 rec.
12, 14, yeah,
We
15.
don't really need the police, because he's funded, right?
He is funded.
He's self-funded, so we don't need to, oh, do we need to rate him because he submitted it?
Usually we rate it anyway,
Okay,
but the funding isn't in question, and it's in his budget.
yeah,
So
so,
what do you have?
So, yeah, I
so we could do 1 to cover it and do 1 for the police. And then, I think fire had 3. And then facilities,
facilities had a lot.
Yeah.
facilities had a lot. Facilities had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, if she does 15, that would make, that would do it. In case you make a mistake and you wanna,
I can do mine in pencil.
Pencil.
yeah. Okay, so then we'll do a review of all of them. Cause I'll have to do that.
So who's coming in next week? Do we have times for them?
Yes, we have it at home, but, the fire chief is, I have him scheduled for 12:10.
Has he responded?
That's the time he gave me.
Well, that's what he's
Well,
wanting.
no,
I'm happy with that.
No, I sent him an email and I gave him projected times and I said, let me know which time slot is good for you. And he came back and said 12:10. And then so I gave him 20 minutes. So what's 12:10 is plus 20 is 12:50. So facility should be coming in around 12:50.
12:50 or 12:30?
Let me see.
You
Well,
gave-
maybe 12:30, maybe, 20 minutes, so 12:30. I can't add in my head, so. Yes, you're right, Veronica. Sorry. I'll have it in the agenda, when I send out the agenda.
Okay.
But yes, so when I gave them, I sent emails to everyone and asked them, and gave them,
That's good.
time slots. And just said, what's your availability for the time slot? So I let them pick their own time slot.
Good.
So,
I made 15 for everyone.
yeah, we figured that was about right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Katie. Now, is this something we have to do here, or do we take them home and do them?
I think take them
Take
home.
them home.
Take 'em home.
Yeah,
So somebody wanna make a motion to
Make a
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
And who wants to second?
Second.
And Carolyn seconded.
So you want the project name on top and then estimated costs? You want that all filled out?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Could be item, yeah.
yeah.
Did we vote to adjourn?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
No, we didn't
we
yet.
didn't vote to adjourn, okay, no, we didn't.
We're willing.
Okay.
Gerald Zick is yes.
Kathleen Spofford, yes.
Yes.
Rob Usula, yes.
Carol Houses, yes. Thank you, Rob.